Hi, this is Ricky Sun. I am a Pi consultant. Today, I want to have a discussion about there are no perfect AF solution out there. Like, there's no perfect AF structure. And the reason why I said that is like when I was in OSI Soft, actually, we know our software really well, and we teach our client how to use the software, and we usually imagine an ideal world, right? That when you create using a template to create an element, let's say that element could be the tank story, and then I create many of them, maybe 5, maybe 10, right? Using the tank template, like AF template. And then in the template, there are like many attributes, right? Like of the measurement, like the tank level, right? Maybe pressure, maybe the type of liquid that's stored, maybe oil, maybe water. When I teach, right, those attributes are all filled, right? And we never encounter a situation that how a customer is using it. And then what I notice when I work with customer is when I look at the AF hierarchy and I look at all these elements, there are attributes and many of them are not having a text associated with it. And I was shocked because I was like, why? Why this is not filled? Like, well, I asked my client why this is not filled, right? Why there's holes in it, right? Every attribute should have a point associated with it, or could be calculation, etc., right? Or like a static attribute, it could be table lookup, right? Everything. But why sometimes there's nothing? Is that the field always changing? Sometimes equipment get deleted, like decommission, and then somebody deleted the tag, but they didn't delete the equipment inside AF. Then that's why this is happening. I'm like, oh, right? Like, and it could be many other reasons. Sometimes like that sensor doesn't exist, so you cannot utilize that template with the same way, so it has holes in it, right? That was like, oh, okay, that's real world, right? This is not the way I learned it. I mean, I know the general concept, but I never thought of it this way. Before, like when I was working with OSIsoft, I was teaching the client the way it should look like. And then in the real world, the client is using it differently. That's why, in analytic calculation, right? We put an if statement there, right? When I think I talk about it in one of my posts is if you don't even have the tag exist or the tag is getting bad data, then you don't want to execute that bunch of code, right? You want to skip the whole thing and then go to the next element, right? Because that condition doesn't satisfy, it doesn't have a data why you execute a calculation with errors, right? So there's code, there's precondition you have to satisfy before you execute the analytics code to make the calculation. So in OSI soft, never think of it like that. We think, oh, there should be a data, so we make the calculation. We never think, okay, if you do it that way, like OSI soft way before ideal world, then that will be an error calculation. And it will be slowing down the Pi analytics as well because it's a performance issue problem. And you want to skip that if your precondition didn't satisfy. So talking about the basic way to create an AF structure to me. Like, I would just ask you the area. I'm going to create couple things, like if you are having business in USA and then Canada and maybe Malaysia, then you create different country, and then in the sub hierarchy you put different city in it, and then from the city you may have spread it into multiple areas, and then I just crazily put all these equipment into different areas, right? And then you have your structure hierarchy, and it will be useful for to build your Pi Vision display, and then also integration with Power BI, and then you start from there, right? And if you think, oh, I want to build my perfect hierarchy and then deploy it to your users, then it's like, I guess in software world, it is called waterfall life cycle, right? It's like, oh, you requirement, design, implementation, testing, deploy. And then it is too long here. And then by the time you finish that, that software is not useful anymore. And then you waste all the money, right? You go through all that and then deploy, and then things change. That could be a wrong solution at that other point in time, right? Compared to when you start. So I would think like building AF is the same idea. Another example, I guess. Let's say you have you are here, right? When you're just starting AF building, and then you have this, right? That's your end goal, right? Saving millions of dollars, maybe, right? Maybe just helping safety, or just help your organization collaborate, right? That's a big goal. It might be 5 years, 10 years, right? But you cannot really see so far. It's so far that you cannot even see, and no one can really see that deep. Like you have to have the knowledge of the company, Pi, right? Aviva Pi, and you have to know like how technology evolved. This is too far. So what I suggest is, you have this angle, you are starting here. You just, tiny little progress, you may have this one, right? You just need to know from here to here. So maybe a couple months of project, get some value, and then you go to the next target, next target, next target, next target, right? And then eventually, after maybe 5 years down the road, you get there, right? And the process will become easier and easier because you're getting familiar with what's the process that is required for building AF, right? It is never a one-time thing. It is a continuous refinement because your company environment is also changing. I think, like, let's talk about too, like, let's say equipment come online and they get decommissioned, right? Who is going to update this change in your Pi system? And then I think it's you. You are the Pi admin, you are the Pi engineer, you are the Pi support, right? And when there is things changes, you create some tags. When equipment come online, you create some new tags. When company, decommission some of the equipment, you delete the tags, right? I think that's why there's jobs for Pi admin, Pi support, because this is constantly changing. I mean, you cannot really see the whole picture because it's too far, but you can see the little picture, right? Closer. And then you just keep doing that until you get to the ultimate target, which is your, digital transformation. That's the kind of the word, I guess. Digital transformation. When you get there, is digital transform, right? So I guess don't get bogged down with just having too big of the goal. Yes, you need the big goal, but you know, you need somebody to implement that to get to that big goal, and it's not that one person can do it. You need a collaboration world company wide, right? And then that person, you know, need to get familiar with your company structure so that the AF becomes your company equipment and easy to find and all that. So yeah, I guess the quote I think we should say is don't be a perfectionist and just be a progressionist. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe as well as hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching. Bye.